Dude, we made it.
We made it 1 year.
1 year. A lot has changed. I think the first podcast we ever did was at a brewery, audio equipment only. The second one was like at our house. Third was in a studio, and now we're in my studio that, built a few babies this year. Most important one we're celebrating today is Athena's. So I think our last podcast was like 54 weeks ago, a week before Athena was born. Oh, also her name's Athena, which most of you already know, but that was a surprise from the last podcast.
Yeah, we talked a lot about her namesake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's been fucking sick. We have merch now. We have Athena merch. She can walk.
Yeah.
She can talk.
She does walk like a drunken zombie, but she does walk.
I think she walks like those monkeys who are like looking for things, like arms forward for balance and like hobbling along.
Did you ever figure out what monkey it is? Because I think it was an orangutan.
I don't think it's an orangutan. I think it's like a skinny little one.
I think it was last night or 2 nights ago. I think we were both like not being short with each other, but like ready to be. And I was like, I think you mean an orangutan. And you go, no, it's not an orangutan. And I wanted to kill you. I was like, it's an orangutan. Damn it.
I don't think it's an orangutan. That's not the one I'm meaning, at least.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Yeah. I'm meaning the one with like the skinny ones with the long tails, and they kind of like almost look like lemurs a little bit.
They look like Athena. That's the one we're looking for.
Yeah, an Athena-based one. So yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I put together like a list of questions in my phone, but I don't want, is it inappropriate to look at that?
No, but I think let's get off with, let's get like the more somber stuff out of the way is what I'm feeling personally.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I think one of the things we weren't expecting on childbirth, like obviously it's always a little bit scary or super scary. And I think the thing that has had the biggest impact on me negatively about having a child, other than rental cars, is...
we have to rent a lot of cars now.
We have to rent so many cars. I rented 3 cars this week. No, I rented 4 cars this week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Literally, because like I had to rent the one after we dropped off the car in San Francisco, and then I had the one we had the first day, and then I had to bring... it's 3 cars this week, yeah. Which is just a lot of back and forth to the airport. But was basically when Athena was born, she was with us for a little bit. Maybe I think it was like in the middle of the night, or no, it was the next morning. The next morning, they had to take her to the NICU, which was just so crazy scary because I think that like there was 2 things at least going on for me, and obviously you had an insane amount of stuff going on. So if you want to start, you should go for it because mine are like lighter, I feel like. But
okay, yeah. I mean, I think we should actually back up just a little bit more because if people listen to the previous podcast, they know that we did a scheduled C-section because she was intended to be very large. Mm-hmm. She was like 9 pounds. Now she's 26 pounds. She's 99th percentile in height and she's off the charts in weight. Yeah. So that is tracked her whole
She's continued
life.
to be fucking huge.
Yeah.
We'll see like 2-year-olds that are smaller than her often.
Yeah. But so, so we had a C-section, and I mean, there were a lot of annoying details leading up to it that probably aren't even worth getting into, but long story short, we had the C-section with a few inconveniences beforehand, including rude nurses and having to back it up like 6 hours because of, a lot of people needed emergency C-sections and ours wasn't priority quite yet. So there was that, which meant like I hadn't eaten since midnight. She wasn't born until 10:18 p.m. Just a lot of stuff. So just to set the scene. Then we do the C-section. It's not enjoyable by any means, but like once she's here, they like move the curtain down so that we can see her. You might have seen her before that, but like this is the moment we're like seeing each other as a family. She's blinking her little swollen eyes like, what the heck is this room? Like, it was a magical moment. Then, I mean, I think that we got to see, like, you put her near my head, so we got to like meet for a second. How long was that? Because I don't know if that was like 2 seconds or like 2 minutes.
I would say less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
But around like 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. So we got to do that.
Get you like sewed up.
Yeah. Yeah, that all is a little bit of a blur, but I remember the feeling. Then some fucking nurse takes her away for no reason. And I'm aware that there's bathing, there's measuring, there's tests to be done.
They didn't do bathing, I don't think.
They did bathing later. Yeah. So, I don't know. Long story short, there was a period of time where we didn't know where she was. And it just kind of got worse. So, like, I remember when I was getting sewn up, my doctor, who I know and trust, said something, bring her back. This is unacceptable. So then I'm thinking, like, is something going wrong? It was just kind of scary as I'm like, I don't have feeling in my body besides my head. And I can, like, we were making jokes before that and stuff, like before when it was happening. But yeah, so she's taken away physically for a little while, which was a little bit scary. Mm-hmm. Then, and we realized later they were getting like her footprint or something when, like, I don't know, we just weren't consulted. It was just a moment of out of controlness. Mm-hmm. Then later I go to the recovery room and she is getting her bath and measurements. You're with her at that point. And it was another instance. And this time it was like, 30 minutes?
It was a long time. Yeah, like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah. And my nurse was being a major brat to me for no reason. Literally, I was like, oh, I'm so hungry because, I hadn't eaten. She's like, if you eat, I'm going to see it in your throw up. I'm like, yeah. Cool.
Like, where's my daughter, dude?
Yeah. I'm like, where's my daughter? And I don't have my phone. They like wouldn't bring her down because my nurse wouldn't call and say we're out of that room and like we can bring her down.
Can I jump in right now real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So then essentially like where I'm at is I was in the room where the babies are for the measuring and everything and like held her during that period and stuff. And then they had to like take the blood tests and everything, and so I was sitting behind the window just like watching her, and then time kept going, babies had come and gone kind of situation, and I'm like asking all the nurses like, yo, when can we go back? And they were basically telling me that they hadn't gotten like a heads up yet that you were out of the OR
operating room.
So then I'm over here just like, is something wrong on your end? Because everything that like they're all asking, and eventually I found like a doctor just walking by. I was like, hey, this is weird. Like, can you check in on it? And it was like, no, you were just sitting in the recovery room for 30 minutes. We were just sitting there. And I was like
throwing up and like trying to get in touch with you guys.
Yeah. And we were sitting here for like 20 minutes being like, literally nothing's happening. She's just sitting on the other side. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. And my nurse, I tried to be like, because our doula was there and she was able to text with you, and she was like, oh, they didn't get a heads up. And I tell the nurse, I'm like, are you supposed to call? Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, just advocating for myself in ways I feel like I shouldn't have to while I'm throwing up and being yelled at. And she was just like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, it was just stuff like that. And
it was her third or fourth nurse of the day.
Yeah. And everyone else, lovely. Her, not. And I have a pretty high tolerance for, like, human beings. I'm pretty pro-human. But yeah, so just before the NICU, those were our experiences with just like, hey, you're not in control here. This thing that you've carried for 9 months, she's ours now. We're gonna, and backing up even further, they tried to induce me after convincing me I needed a C-section because of some random doctor. I felt like I was talking to paperwork for like a long time instead of humans who know what they're talking about. And it gave me very low faith in the system.
The healthcare system and the medical system and the big hospital system.
Yeah. So then enter, hey, we need to take your daughter to the NICU. And
yeah, and there was like no communication when they said that. Like they weren't like, it's not that big of a deal. Like I think at one point some doctor said like, oh, it's not super big deal. Like you guys will probably be out of here in like 3 weeks.
I didn't even know that.
It was like 2 to 3 weeks,
that
multiple weeks. And I was literally just like, what? Like 2 weeks in the NICU? And the NICU and that was like in the first, maybe 12 hours after Athena's birth. And they never gave us any concrete info really until maybe the next night later. And they were basically just like one doctor was able to talk to that. She was basically just like, it should be like 2 to 3 days. Like there's a good chance you guys will get out on your planned date, which is 3 days after the birth. And it was just like, oh shit, what's going on? Like what is happening? And then I think from my perspective, the thing that was super hard about it was I immediately felt so much of I think during pregnancy, a lot of the kind of like selfish or internalized I don't mean selfish in like a self-critical way, just like thinking for myself changed a lot for sure. Of just like, oh, like this other thing outside of me, inside of you, but outside of me is like very important. But then as soon as I like held her, was able to like be with her, it just like none of my existence mattered as much and only hers did. And then to know that there was this like uncertainty of like an out of like, again, out of control, but also just this massive uncertainty of not being able to do anything to help her, or that like she, you know, was not physically, I think she was fine, but because they had to monitor so closely, she had all these different wires in her, it was difficult to like hold her, and she was like smiling and like quote unquote alert, as our parents like to say, and stuff, and like very active in there. And so that first like 24 hours just created so much like insecurity, I would say, in that like her future was guaranteed. And so that's something I've struggled with over the last year, is just like we'll have just bouts of just like her future isn't guaranteed, or like I just want her future to continue. All I want for her is to continue to exist. And like for me, it like I think the dealt with, you know, emotional trauma that I went through really represented almost as a reaction in times when you're like would be sad that she was growing up, and I was like, oh, I just wanted to grow up, like, and it was almost like I was trying to bypass this thing and almost missing the moments at some level, because like all I wanted was to make sure that she continued to exist. Like I was afraid we were gonna curse it if we were like, oh dang, she like can do this new thing, and like I wasn't able to like mourn the mini deaths because I was just so afraid of an actual one. Yeah,
if I can put that in words that I feel, I like, as you are a parent, everything is constantly changing, especially in the first year, and so you're constantly looking forward to the next step, like their next milestones, but you're also mourning the baby that they were. So I get what you mean, where I feel like I was able to do this a little bit more than you. You're right. Yeah, it's
tough. And like the way I've phrased it is like it's many deaths. So like MANYMINI. Yeah. Because it's like the thing is gone and now it's this new thing, and it's evolving so fast week over week. Like you can actually watch it. It's like a bamboo shoot.
I'm going to be honest though. I was thinking about this because that is what I kept being afraid of in the first year. Like I was going to look back someday and be like, oh my gosh, that little baby, I don't know her anymore. She's not here anymore. But luckily, like I've been putting together her baby book relentlessly. It's insane. We've spent so much money at CVS Photo. It's ridiculous. But it's been a really fun process to look through and pick out favorite photos and reminisce. And side note, some of my favorite photos have been not milestones.
For sure.
Just like her being silly on a blanket. Like Yeah.
What? Keep going.
Okay, sorry, back to the point. Today I realized that looking back on that, I don't feel as sad as I thought I would. It's not like, oh, that baby that I'm never going to see again. It helps that I'm like looking at these photos while holding her. It feels like looking back on an old haircut. Yeah. Like it's the same baby, same person. She's still here. And so I'm glad that I don't feel that sadness like I thought I would.
Dude, I mean, I think that's so true. The thing that's been most odd to me, especially now that she's like an adult, is like
she's one.
Is like, I swear to God, she's looked the same the entire time, and then obviously she hasn't. So in my mind, actually, she's just felt the same the entire time.
Okay, back to the NICU. Frankly, it's so hard to talk about, and it's hard to. Yeah, it's whatever. But you're right. The hardest part of that whole thing, and the part that stuck with me personally, was that she was hooked up to so many wires. Like, in order to breastfeed her, like we had to formula feed her a bunch, which is fine. Like, I'm not saying I'm anti-formula. I'm pro breastfeeding more than I am anti-formula, whatever. But we hit combo fed for a while, not for the last like 6 months. But anyways, yeah, to breastfeed her, I could only do it like every 3 hours. And between then I was not allowed to. Yeah. And to do it, I would have to hold her while she's hooked up to an IV port and like a bunch of different wires. And I would have to literally sit in the physical corner so that all of the wires could stay attached. And this was to hold her or breastfeed her. And this is, keep in mind, hold on, let me get back to that. Sorry, am I saying too many words?
No, you're crushing it.
Okay. This makes me really flustered.
Yeah, dude, it's fucked.
I like to avoid feeling bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that a lot of these thoughts about it at all are very re-examined for the first time.
Yeah.
So thank you for your patience. Okay. Yeah, that was very tough because as I'm learning how to breastfeed, as I'm learning to feel comfortable, even just like having my tits out in front of people who I'm not, usually comfortable with, as we're doing this new experience and all of the hormones are happening, I'm literally put in the corner with my baby who's strapped to something else. Again, somebody else controlling it. My mother bear instincts are off the charts in ways that I think they should be, and also just made it more difficult. And like if you moved her wrong, one of the wires monitoring her heart would freak the fuck out. And by the way, they could have just taken off those wires while we did that. Like they were monitoring her glucose, which only needed to be tested every so often.
Every 3 hours.
Yeah, nothing was wrong with her heart. Nothing was wrong with any of those things.
Yeah.
They didn't fucking need to keep her like that.
It was just standard protocol for anybody in the NICU.
Right.
And so we were put in this position. Oh, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. It's just, it was just, again, working with paperwork, working with like...
Just a cog in the machine.
Yeah. And the cog in the machine made me be in the corner with my baby and like be punished by this machine that would start going beep, 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 your baby's dying, beep, 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 beep. And then a nurse would come over and eventually we realized it was fine.
Yeah.
But that's just not the way you want to bring a human into the world.
No. Yeah. And you had just gotten your abs cut in half.
Yeah.
So like you didn't have like a fucking like ab strength to be holding or being in these like awkward positions and doing that stuff.
And I could only visit her in the NICU, and that was like, luckily it was like down the hall, but like
It was a journey.
It was a journey, and I couldn't walk there. So in order to do that, I had to be wheeled, and there were nurses there and stuff. But again, it's another thing separating me and my baby.
And the journey down through the NICU, were you good for?
All good, yeah.
Okay, the journey through the NICU is fucking. This baby that was 2 years in the NICU, 3 months, like
it's all
4
these
weeks,
success
born,
stories
but
that
like
terrify.
it's like it sound awful, and like then walking through the NICU every day and to see this room that has no natural light in it, and then have like these babies in these. I don't know if they're ventilators or weird contraptions that are like, like fucking like 5 times bigger than this Mewtwo, but not big. And then to be in that environment every day to go see our daughter. And it was awesome because she pretty fast from once we started the NICU, she was very active, healthy. Like we were laughing, we were having fun. Like we had closed off our little corner, but it's like we were this little, like trying to be ray of sunshine with our brand new baby amongst this just absolute like really sad situation going on.
And she was in the back corner, so you enter the NICU and you pass almost every baby there, which just it was kind of heartbreaking because a lot of them had been there a long time and were going to be there a lot longer. There were a lot of babies we saw who never had visitors. And,
at least not what we saw them. It's like
yeah. And I want to be clear too, because I've got this weird complex about this too. She was only in the NICU for like 3 days.
2 days.
2 days?
Two, yeah.
Are you serious?
Because we were there for 3 days. She went in the next morning.
Okay. So
It was a long time, though. It felt like for literal ever.
Yeah. Initially, I felt really wrong having any feelings about it at all. Because, like, I mean, the pictures that we saw and friends that I have who have had incredibly hard journeys, and some of them their babies didn't even make it.
Yeah.
So I want to be sensitive to that. I only recently accepted that we're allowed to be heartbroken about our experience too, especially given like the wrongdoings of people that made the whole experience a lot worse.
Yeah, and I think that like the way I approached it immediately in the moment was just trying to shower myself in gratitude, like for the fact that we were able to get out early, and really flip that perspective as much as I possibly could. And then I really didn't realize until maybe a few weeks ago of just like how deeply it did impact me moving forward later, and just the insecurity about her like stability basically. Yeah. And with all that being said, like there were equal amount of like good nurses, I would say, as there were bad ones.
Oh, really? I thought it was only a few bad apples.
Honestly, like if I'm thinking about it, we had one really good nurse, one really good night nurse, and then our doctor who we liked. And I think we also interacted with like 6 other nurses throughout that time period.
Oh, way more than 6.
Yeah. So like I would say, like I was trying to give benefit of the doubt, it being equal, but I felt like there were highlights, and there were people who really cared and who I felt like did a really good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just such an intense situation, and then also like so confusing because again, even before we knew pretty early she was going to be okay, but we just didn't know we were going to leave or what was going to happen, and the setting is fucking awful. So then you also have this immense amount of joy when we did get to like hold her or like kiss her or like interact with her. She'd like grab our fingers or like her little hats and stuff. Like there was like all these little moments that were so awesome, and it was just in this like so sad setting to be in and to walk through every day.
Yeah, that was hard too. And I feel bad being like, oh, our joy was dampened by the settings, because the setting was other people's misery, really, if we're talking, if we're honest. Yeah. But that is true. Like the moments of joy that we did have, it was like joy at I don't want to say funeral, but like imagine laughing at a funeral. Like that's
joy on the Titanic.
Which
we might be being saved. Like there were probably our lifeboats. We're probably going to be good. Yeah. But it felt really uncertain.
There might not be a good metaphor for it.
Yeah. I mean, dude, join a NICU. That could be an interesting book title, honestly.
Ooh, or a song. I'm better at songs than books.
Yeah. But yeah. So that was pretty fucking tough. Yeah. And
you stayed at home to sleep, which was the right move, because you would have been on a bench. Yeah. It's so funny to me that we're like completely ignoring the fact that it takes 2 people to make a baby. Yeah. Like,
all
I'm not saying like, oh, the husbands need to be more comfortable than the women, but like
something that goes flat and people can fit on would be like not crazy as a concept.
Dude, if you were 5 foot tall, you would not have been comfortable.
Yeah. Like it is pretty insane that it's not like, hey, like what is supposed to happen here? Yeah. Especially when we were like given the tour, like, oh, you can get a suite and you can have this thing, and I was like, no, you can't do any of those things. Like, oh, well, that would have impacted our decision to come here.
Yeah. And like in our birthing class, they're like, yeah, have a birth plan, print out your preferences, blah blah blah. And like we wanted to do delayed cord clamping, we wanted to do delayed bath, we wanted to do like fucking family time instead of the all important footprint that she needed to have, like shit like that. Birthing class told us to have all those preferences. Not a single human being asked about it. And the bratty nurse, our doula came with placenta encapsulation. Yeah. What's the science behind that? I don't know. Yeah. It's I don't know.
I want it. I want it. Off. You're gonna donate this and take it, and it costs $50,000. So why can't we just fucking have it?
Yeah. Okay. Wait. What?
When people like. They can get like up to like $50,000 like for placenta.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. And who cares? I want like it came with it.
Yeah, it's mine, motherfucker.
Yeah, so
I made this shit. It's literally my body. Yeah.
Yeah, I told the nurse, I was like, "Here's our cooler for the placenta afterward," and she starts grilling me on the science behind it, and I'm like, "What the hell?" Oh, and for the whole like 6 hours that we were waiting to go back, I was strapped to a heart monitor and another monitor. So I'm literally pregnant as a human being can be. 9-pound baby, remember. I'm strapped to a bed with multiple straps for no reason. It's a C-section. I'm not in labor. Yeah. They don't need to know my heart rate. Yeah.
And it was like 6 hours.
She started, I took the strap off at one point after like 4 hours. And I'm like, I need to walk around. And she comes in, she's like, are you going to be trouble? If this is trouble, yeah, I'm going to be fucking trouble. Yeah. But yeah, my people-pleasingness stopped as soon as she was born. I wish that it stopped like 12 hours before.
A week before.
Yeah. But no, the okay, maybe it's time to move on, but I mean.
We made it, though. She made it out the NICU. Let's fucking cheers to that. She's happy and healthy. She's like barely been sick one time this whole fucking year. She's crushing it.
She's so happy. And honestly, she's so herself that it makes me think that in the whole nature versus nurture debate, nurture is like, I don't think this is actually right, but I think nurture can fuck them up. But like, I think it's all nature besides that.
I think it's largely nature for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think when I say largely, I think like 55% or like 60%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel like closure about that whole experience now? Because I know we debated even talking about it here because of how painful it has been.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say I feel good about it, but I think this is a good discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that also her making it to a year, like, feels good for some reason. I think you know how I am so, like, paranoid around, like, food items and stuff. And so, like, now that I don't have to worry about the honey thing, I feel so much less stressed about, like, feeding her stuff or, like, and, like, more excited for her to, like, try things. And, like, she's made it through a lot of stuff and really didn't get sick very often and, like, did such, like, a stand-up job as a little one. So she can stand. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel really optimistic, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Same.
that sucked for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, the hospital system definitely has a doubter.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I probably will do another hospital birth because I mean, I had a C-section before. I might have one again, or I might. There's just more complications that are likely if you do a VBAC. I'm not even gonna think about that for now, but I'm not gonna enjoy it. But I know how to stand up for myself more now.
For sure. Yeah.
That's something that motherhood has taught me for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many people that try and like impose onto your child in like the smallest or largest ways. And it's just like, fuck off, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That was something like I never liked being told what to do.
I love it. You can't tell me nothing, bro.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's yeah, I know more than anyone.
I don't know, my mom maybe knows too.
Your mom and I are aligned on this. You tell Sky no, you're not gonna have a good time. And like it doesn't even make you throw a fit. You just
do it anyway.
You just do this like mental jujitsu to get out your I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Mother bearing and like
yeah. Okay, that was one thing that was surprising about Parenthood is how guttural it is. Like I've never felt more like an animal in the coolest way, really. Like you're instantly reminded of it because like you have hot flashes and like I would wake up sweaty as hell and covered in breast milk, and I didn't know that was gonna happen. So I would wake up like, why am I soaking wet? And so there's like stuff like that, but then there's just this instinct that like I am constantly pretty chill and constantly ready to tell someone to get wrecked if they mess with Athena.
Yeah, it's a powerful thing. If you're down, I'm down to move into some more joyous.
Yeah, I'm super down.
Yeah, but it was fiery, dude. It was intense.
Yeah.
It was tough.
But we did it. We did it.
She made it, which was awesome.
Let's cheers to it to put a
sink it in, put a cap on it.
Is that relevant to much of your audience even?
I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like the audience for this one, just like the last one, is kind of Athena in the future.
Yeah.
But do you know that do the people who listen to your podcast, are they mostly parents?
I mean, I know that like probably one of the best performing ones I've ever done was the Nat and Paul fatherhood one. I think that got like over 10,000. Actually,
something that is really cool is like becoming a parent has made me realize that you kind of do prepare for your whole life. And like I was the youngest. I never had a younger sibling to take care of. I babysat a few times, but not really. I guess I was a nanny, but when I became a parent, all of the leadership lessons that I learned through student government or leadership conferences, stuff like that, like learning about yeah, 4-H, my parents, like old farm stories about leadership. My family is very leadership oriented in like the coolest and like dorkiest, coolest ways. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, all of that applied to parenthood in a way that I wasn't necessarily thinking about ahead of time.
Yeah, for sure. In like what ways? What are some examples?
Servant leadership. I've always been big on that, where like if you're the manager of a team, for example, the team isn't serving you, you're serving the team. So the idea is like they are supposed to be able to come to you so that you can help them do their jobs better. The Effective Executive by Peter Drucker is one of my favorite books. But honestly, every parent should read that, because like you want your team, you want your kid to have autonomy and learn and do their best. And you don't want them to just impress you, because then they go as far as you expect, which is very small in terms of the whole universe that they could explore. So that's one example.
Yeah, that's a great example.
What about you?
I think that the first moment where I felt like, I think what most people usually feel in the beginning of their baby being born, that I feel like I got to feel the joy and kind of like tiredness and like the happy tired, like basically like drunk from being tired kind of thing, was when we got back into our house. And I don't want to go too deep on the negatives of the house at that point, but I will say like half of it was under construction, so we had to sit in the guest room, but we all just like, you know, laid together in the guest bed, and like Reggie was there and Athena was there, and we're really tired. It was like 4:00 in July in Texas, and we just kind of like chilled and like napped all together in like the bed, and that was like really fucking cool. Like I have like a really warm like aura around like that experience and that time period of like the first few days and like in the guest bedroom and like hanging out there.
Yeah. I think that might have been the best day of my life at that point.
Yeah.
Because the day she was born was the best, but that came with a lot of struggle.
Yeah.
But
she was like healthy. They're like, she's good to go.
She's home.
We got to leave on the exact day we were planning on leaving anyway. All of the shit was for nothing, basically.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're like, they give me a call after whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, you guys can be discharged right now. I'm like, well, you told me whatever.
Yeah.
We won't get into it.
Yeah. And so, but like we get to go fucking just actually be a family and like
and be like,
chill.
now what?
Yeah. And that was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Honestly, I loved the chaos of it, because our floors were under construction because they were buckling for some reason. So like our oven was on the other side of our house than it's supposed to be. Like everything was a mess.
Yeah.
And then we're in the guest room amidst this chaos, and we're just happy. I felt like I had taken Molly or something.
Oh, for sure.
Does that like sort of chemical compound in your head come out for the man as well as the woman?
I 100% think so. Yeah. I feel like every time she smiles at me, especially in the beginning, like it's not like it's worn off, but especially in the beginning, it felt like MDMA or something, like full on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you just get a massive amount of serotonin just blasted through your system when they like look up and smile. And she was so smiley so early on, which was super sick. But I think one reason maybe why I connect so much to that moment is because we spent so much of the 2010s just watching The fucking Office to go to bed. And literally, like, when Jim and Pam have their baby and they get back from the fucking hospital, Dwight had destroyed their house. Like, we literally had the exact same thing that we had watched probably like 400 times over like 5 years. Like, it's almost like we called that reality into ourselves. And our house is just under construction, and there's just like fucking Andres or whoever's in there, and it's like, hey man, what up? And I'm just gonna go into this bed.
I've never put that together. When they walk in and Dwight's like, I couldn't find your iPod. Yeah. That's what happened. He's like, I didn't finish in time. Your baseboard. Dude, the baseboards were literally laid out on the ground with nails sticking out from them, pointing upwards like a giant chokey. Yeah. It was crazy.
It was crazy, dude.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
But it was so magical.
Yeah. The other crazy thing that happened to me from like a male holding baby first time was the first skin to skin contact. Like I legitimately felt like I had like a psychedelic trip of like full on mind's eye visionary state that wasn't something that I felt like I was producing. And it was like the DNA helix, like building in rapid time, and it's like I was like surfing it down this helix, and it was like it like hit through like my dad, like my grandpa, and then my dad, and then me, and then Athena, and it was as if like this, even though my dad's sick and like probably won't be around that much longer, like he's continuing on through her, and it also helps that he looks like a smushed baby face.
She looked like Larry.
At first she looked like Larry. Yeah. And like that also helped me, I think, become so much more okay with this idea of my dad being sick or not being around forever, which was super powerful. It felt like even though his line will end, the love connecting all of us is just like straight to her. And there was just like a very clear line connecting all of these things, that it is now this immortality. Like what shout out to Razib, but like when Razib hung out with me for the first time, he was like, "You're immortal now, motherfucker." And it was like, damn, that's true on so many levels. That was cool. And so that was another really powerful, I would think, experience that I wasn't prepared for. Like sometimes, you know, things happen in life where you're like, oh, I'm supposed to feel a thing. And like I think with parenthood, there's no getting around it. It's not like, oh, I just smoked the end of this bag of weed and like I think I might be high. It's like boom, like you feel it so fucking intensely.
It's like being in the deep end of a pool versus being enveloped in a tidal wave.
Yeah, you're just on it, bro. And that was sick. Not to shout out to On It, R.I.P. But
what?
On It, the company.
No, yet.
Yeah. Being on it was like, I was
oh
like,
my gosh, your references.
I didn't mean to say that. It just happened, and then it came back.
Good.
But yeah, so 4th podcast. Life has changed a bit since the first one. Do we really never do one in Indiana?
Maybe we did, but I don't know.
I think at that point in your life, you were very keen on being, having control over your public image.
Oh, yeah.
And at that point in my life, I was very keen on destroying any amount of anybody's public image.
I would even just take like an Instagram video of like, oh, here's the party we're at or whatever. Yeah. And you would be like, fuck your mother or something like literally the most inappropriate thing you could think of just to ruin the video.
That was my rebellious era for sure. I was just like so like pent up at Lily, like, ugh.
Dude, and that was my era where I'm literally doing political communications for conservative Republicans. Yeah. And I want to be Miss America someday.
Yeah.
Luckily, since starting comedy, and especially since that roast battle video went viral.
Yeah, now 1 million people have seen you with the N-word on your chest. So.
Okay, that's totally not what happened.
That's what has happened, though.
No, but yeah, context. Yeah. A video of me doing a roast battle went viral. Well, a million views. I don't know if that's viral, but
I think that counts.
Yeah. It got a lot of attention, and the thumbnail is me, a picture of me, and it literally says the N-word on it. Like, not the N-word, but like the words the N-word.
Direct quote, the N-word.
Yeah, and it's because of like the roast joke that I said.
Yeah. So. Which
was, for the record, not the real N-word.
No, it was always just saying N-word.
Yeah, but like, that's... So I'm not going to run for office. Luckily, I'm too old to be Miss America, so we're all good.
I mean, at this stage, it seems like that would help you run for office.
I guess so.
Yeah. So let's just talk about your most racist moments. You don't have any. Good to go.
There we go. God. There's still that person in me that gets stressed out by statements like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I did 4th podcast. What a sick journey. And now we have a little baby. That's awesome. And we just got back from San Francisco, and she can walk, and she knows her grandparents like way more than honestly I would have even hoped at the time, which is awesome.
Aunts, uncles, cousins.
Yeah, so many people love her and adore her. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and FaceTime has been really nice for that too. Yeah.
So, go for it.
No, you go ahead.
What were you going to say?
Well, can I look at my list of questions?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you 3 questions. You answer the ones that you want, the one that you want to the most.
Choose your own adventure. Let's go.
Okay. What has the first year of parenthood taught you? What parts of yourself have changed the most? Or Yeah, let's go with those two. Or a wild card if you want to just do a different
one. I think the thing that Parenthood has taught me the most is that like it's all gonna be okay, which is weird based off of our conversation, but actually maybe makes sense. Which is that like I think being a parent immediately puts things in perspective. Like I really struggle to be like to have any extra fucks for anything that isn't like relevant to her specifically.
Yeah.
Like there's in a negative, and I mean that in like a negative way. It's like there's stuff I want to work on and things I want to build and still stuff like I care about like in the world. But it's like if like we saw this the other day where like maybe one of my business deals like went kind of poorly and it could have like a serious impact or like a substantial impact. And I was kind of just like, all right, cool. Like it actually, it's in the relevance of importance that is so minuscule to actually her health or her safety or her happiness or her future or spending time with her.
Yeah.
And it was just so easy. It's so much easier for me not to get caught up in this significance. It's like if before like a successful thing or achieving a goal was like 90% of what I think about, now it's like 1%. And it, in a negative way, as in like if I was going to feel stressed or negative about it or worried about it or bothered by it, it's like so little relative to what it, and maybe it's just like I know what it feels like to actually feel like something horrible could happen and what that experience could look like and what that future could look like and how intense it could feel. So now like my like Rogan's statement about like the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you. So at the time it was like, damn, like losing that, you know, like losing like fucking like 200 grand sucks. And then it's like, that'll be all right.
Yeah. It's like that with time too. It's like, hey, here's an invitation to XYZ. Would you like to come? And it's like, do I want to do that more than I want to spend time with my daughter?
For sure. The
answer is usually one way.
100%. And it's
but you still have to like provide for your family. That's the pressure that I have been relieved of because you work so hard.
We're so smart.
Work so smart. I know, you're always saying you don't work hard, and it's
well, I think I say that because it's like I just have a lot of fun. Like all of my businesses are like with my friends or like with cool people, like doing cool things, and so not very many things feel like work. The only time they feel like work is when I'm like I have to prioritize these a little bit over like just hanging out like with Athena or something. You know what I mean? That's where it's like, okay, I need to start building more separation there.
I think it's probably hard too for you because there's Athena, there's work, and there's your art. And you value your art like as a close second to Athena. And if you are constantly choosing between work and Athena, your art gets squeezed out, which is very important to you. So I imagine that's difficult.
Yeah, for sure. And it's more of like, I think the thing that is the hardest thing is thinking about future things, like making sure I'm taking time to invest in future businesses and future movements and future things that I'm working on. That's where it becomes hard, where it's like, it's easy to handle like the day to day and what's going on. And that doesn't take too much time. It's more of like, you know, building, like making sure we have people coming into the other studio, like actually doing my own podcasts and my own stuff so that, you know, eventually like the ads business is going to fail because all businesses do. But like I've built the next thing that's, you know, we'll keep going and keep pushing forward. And now because there's not like an immediate payout or it's not obvious and it's not like, it's not something I have to focus on right now, then it's hard to prioritize that. What about you? What have you learned or changed the most?
I think the thing that's changed the most is I very much lean more into feminine energy. And what I specifically mean by that is before, I think, you know, I have ADHD. So I would wake up, I would take my ADHD medicine, I would chug as much coffee as I could handle. And
often more.
Often more. Oh yeah. And then have a quick panic attack and then move on. But I would just like masculine way my energy, masculine energy my way through things, just like trying to force things to happen. And I don't know if that's the accurate grasp on masculine and feminine energy, but I would just try and like ram my way through things. And I believed that whatever I would achieve would only happen if I'm sweating for it and I am out of my comfort zone and I'm stretching to pull it together. Whereas now I realize I could have leaned more into my comfort zone and like gone more with the flow and whatever. But with motherhood, I mean, including the fact that I don't take my ADHD medicine because I'm breastfeeding, but I wake up and I follow her. I follow a freaking toddler around and watch her energy, and I'm watching for sleep cues, and I'm adjusting because it's so important for kids to be bored and like discover things on their own and have a little bit of independence. And yeah, you got to like take them to activities and do things or whatever, but like slowing down and just going with the flow is like, I've done that more this past year than any other time in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
And also the mama bearness that I talked about before, like the people pleasing and the I'm way better at boundaries now.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, you're way better at boundaries. Yeah, that's sick. Do you have another question?
I do. I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
Where do you get off?
What do you think Athena would say if she could roast us?
For some reason, the thing that immediately comes to my head is just her every time she like, specifically before she was less coordinated, but when she wanted to like feed me stuff, like her toys or whatever, she would just pound them into my head. So, like, just beat me over the head with like whatever she had in her hand, and that brought me a lot of joy. If she could roast us, I think that, I don't know. Do you have an answer in mind?
Honestly, I don't think she would. I think she likes us a lot.
I mean, I think she would give us shit for sure, like she always does. She'd probably roast us about her like changing techniques because she hates getting fucking changed. But,
yeah. She'd be like, "Why do you guys change my diaper all the time? I hate it. I just want to sit in my shit all the time. Why do you change my diaper?"
I think the funniest thing that has happened, like just peak funniest thing that was captured on video that we have, is when you were giving her a bath and like you're filming at the same time as you're giving her a bath, and I was out at dinner with somebody, but like I remember receiving the video, and in the video you're like looking at her face, you're like, "Oh, do you have to poo? Did you just poo?" And you can't see that in the video a little turd just pops out of the bath.
Yeah, like the camera angle could see it, but I couldn't.
Yeah, but you couldn't. Yeah, and it was so funny because like, yeah, she did, and then later, like 5 seconds later, you realize like, "Oh my god, it's a turd!" It was so funny, and she was so proud of herself.
Floating perfectly.
Yeah,
it was actually kind of cute.
Turd. Yeah, it was super adorable. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was so funny.
What are you gonna do, bro? What's your game plan right now?
I don't know, man.
What would be sick? What would be like focusing on, after a year now, maybe getting a little bit more independence? Like what would be dope?
Yeah, I mean, in relation to the last question, that's been the biggest change and the hardest probably. But also, I don't know, whatever. It's been hard to not have an identity rooted in work. And I would argue that I still kind of do because it's my job as Athena.
Yeah.
And I take a lot of pride in that.
If I can rephrase that, like my observation is for you, it's hard for you to not have an identity rooted in, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but like outside attention.
Like community? Or do you mean audience?
It could be either audience or a team. You know what I mean? I think that like you perform very well when other people are there.
Yeah. And the hard thing about it too is like anytime I think about it, which is almost constantly, my answer for like what I want to do, which is like what I want to do when I grow up basically, or what I want to do next. I'm trying to not put too much pressure on it because it's already so much pressure and confusion, but my answer always depends kind of on like who I'm spending the most time with. So like in the past few days, I've literally thought I'd really like to get back into podcasting and have it be self-improvement, Enneagram, and comedy related. Yeah. And the funny thing is I've had a podcast, quote unquote, since freaking 2018. Yeah. But like I do it in like 4 month spurts.
Well, now that. Like you're in a position where it's never been fucking easier because we own a studio.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. You can literally just show up now.
Yeah, I used to pay a few $100s to record in that studio. Yeah. So I think that is, I haven't told you that because I'm trying to keep my goals on the DL because I tend to get a lot of satisfaction from saying my goals out loud. Yeah. And then I feel satisfied enough to not pursue them.
Yeah. Can I say what I think you should do?
Yeah, honestly, anybody tell me what to do because I don't fucking know.
I mean, I've been saying this literally since you were still working for Mike Pence and like conservative politics, but like I really think the thing that would be the most fun and like so low barrier to entry is just like hit up one of your friends that has a skit show and help write on those things.
Yeah.
Like, and it's because like now we don't have to have permission to like build the next fucking like sitcom. We can just do it on the internet.
You said this on the last podcast too, actually. Yeah.
I mean, I've consistently said this, and it feels like it could be so easy. You know what I mean? It's like, Anthony, can I help write on one thing? And like ask a bunch of different random people. You know what I mean? Like ask Jimmy, ask like fucking anybody, and just be like, oh, can I help write a little bit? And just
I have a lot of ideas.
And you love writing, and it has less time. It works better timing wise with having a baby, and you can still be getting your reps in and adding value.
Yeah, that's part of the hard thing about Parenthood too, is like when I was pregnant, I didn't do open mics very much because it's hard to be funny when you're tired and sober, or at least it was for me, even though I did do some roast battles. And then now it's like, oh, I need to put my kid to bed at 8.
Yeah.
So like I can't go. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that's something that would be like low barrier to entry, leverage all your skills, collaborative environment. And like, we don't have to go find a fucking TV exec to approve. You know what I mean? Sure. It's just like, we have hella friends who do skits.
Yeah, maybe that'd be fun to try.
Just bounce around, try a few. Be like, hey, you want to collab on one thing?
And
you're good at social media as well. So like, you could also be useful there. Like,
yeah, that's the thing that I keep getting like anxious about. I told you how like the past 7 days, not last night, luckily, I've like woken up with anxiety. It really, most of it revolves around how do I enter the world again and create something, and how do I make it the last thing that I do for the rest of my life. Like there's just so much pressure. Yeah.
Wow. That's a crazy spot.
I know,
dude.
it's not logical, but like I think I do have insecurity around starting and stopping things because I have started and stopped a lot of things. Yeah. I don't know. And I feel like the pain that I feel when I fail or stop something is so great that the lesson I learn is not the lessons that I learned. It's the lesson is don't start something next time until you know it's going to work. And again, illogical, but
I think definitely like the immediate thing that comes to mind when I hear that, and this is something I've never done before. So like all theory from Tim Ferriss basically, but like I think that like maybe just say like, this is what a win looks like on a small thing. Like I'm going to hit up, like I'm going to try skit writing. So I'm going to try 5 different friends that already are doing these skits. Like you can do Nat, you can do Anthony, you know, like a bunch of different people. And then I did 7 sick. Yeah. That was the win. And then it's like, now
that's what Milton, my Enneagram coach, the one who married us. Yeah. He was our officiant. He, like I was telling him like, okay, I don't know what I want to do in life. I either want to be governor of Indiana, the next Taylor Swift, the best female comedian of all time. And he was like, just this long list, Miss America.
Yeah.
Like all of these different things. And he's like, okay, maybe we could cross off at least one of them.
Yeah. And I think it's just like, I think you and Pat you have way less than Pat, shout out to Pat, but like this initiation energy fear, and then like incompleting fear, that I just don't have as much, really.
The thing is, I put a lot of energy towards initiation. I love initiation. I love a launch. I love a launch more than anything. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't like this one as much.
Yeah. But then I think if you set what completed is to you and it's only within your control, then you can be like, cool, yeah, I did that. And like I think so much of self-confidence is just like fulfilling the goals you set for yourself.
Yeah.
And so just like building on that over time, and like then you can start to compound things, and then you're like, oh shit, I did a hell of cool shit.
Yeah, that is one thing about motherhood, tying it back to, you know, something that's not me focused because I'm feeling kind of
You're
on
in the hot
spot.
seat. Sorry.
Yeah. No, in a very nice way. But yeah, I feel more confident than ever in many ways. And then in some ways, I feel more hesitant than ever because of what we talked about. Like if I go do a sketch series, is that worth being away from Athena? I mean, probably. Yeah. The answer is yeah. But my gut doesn't even ask the question because the answer is no to anything.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's where like your subconscious is really coming through in the last week. And it is important to notice that is because it almost 100% wasn't worth it up until this point. You know, she would freak out if you weren't around for too long or if one of us wasn't there. And now she's getting to a little bit more independence. And so now you can start to build more of an identity outside of motherhood. And like, so now, which is scary because it's like, this is something I'm great at and it's something I am needed for and can always prioritize. But I think your subconscious is telling you is like, you also have to build, you know, another identity. Like, you know, you don't necessarily want to be just a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that looking through old pictures has made me realize, like, connect more back to who I am. And it's hard to forget who you are. And I think parenthood or any life change can show you a new part of who you are, which is really cool. But sometimes it makes me forget who else I am.
For sure. Yeah, especially when it's like so immediate, so intense. And I also think that like you're at the perfect time right now. I think that's something that maybe you project sometimes, like, oh, I'm late, or like it's not happened yet. It's like, no, now is the time to start thinking about what else you want to do. Like you're not late. You didn't have to have a plan. Like she turned 1, now I need to know what to do. It's like your body and your mind and your subconscious is telling you like, okay, cool. Like, you know, now it's time to start asking the question of like, ooh, what should I put my energy into?
It's a fun time, a fun opportunity. Yeah.
For fun guys.
Yeah.
Like on JJ's shirt.
What's on your shirt?
Fun guys.
No. Oh, yeah.
Mushrooms.
JJ, do you have any questions or topics? Do you want to be a parent someday?
Yeah, I think so. Growing older. When I was younger, I didn't.
How old are you now?
28.
Oh, yeah, you've got plenty of time. Yeah.
I didn't want to when I was younger as well.
Yeah, Sky wanted 0 to 2. Now he wants like 10 to 20.
Andrew, who was just here before you when we were doing like our pre-podcast hang sesh, he was like, yeah, you know, maybe just like 30 just so I can do the 0 to 4 stage like a bunch of times, or like 1 to 4 stage a bunch of times.
30 kids?
Yeah. He's like, maybe I'll just go Elon with it so I can do the 1 to 4 stage a bunch of times. Because there's my nieces and nephews at 1 to 4 fucking rock. It's like, that's true. He also said, this is the funniest shit ever too. He said, oh, if you want to hear what Andrew said, go to skmp.supercast.com. We're in the private feed now. I forgot we never did the transition over.